be performing a chest X-ray, a routine tube view. So for my technique, I'm gonna use for my PA, I'm gonna use a 120 kVp at a mass between 4 and 12. And for my lateral, I'm gonna use a kVp of 120 and a mass range between 8 and 20. So for my tube here, I have it detented 72 inches from the wall bucky and centered right in the middle. And once you have that set up, you're ready to get your patient. So, hello sir, may I get your first and last name?
It's Juan Negrete.
Okay, and your date of birth?
It's 9791.
Okay. And if this was a female, I would ask for possibility of pregnancy. All right, and what brings you in today, Juan?
I've been having chest pain.
Chest pain, okay. And do you have any history of high blood pressure, diabetes?
No.
Do you smoke? Are you a smoker?
No.
No. Okay. So I'm gonna have you chin into this gown here. Remove anything metal from the waist up. Any necklaces, jewelry, and then. All right. So I'm gonna have you follow me here. So for my patient, I'm gonna use or for the chest X-ray, I'm gonna use a 14 by 17 IR. For the PA, I'm gonna put it in crosswise. Just like that. So I'm gonna have you put your chest right on that board there. There you go, just like that. And have you put your hands on your hips right here. And then roll your shoulders forward. Try to touch the floor with your shoulders right there, just like that. So don't forget your marker. Put your marker. Put it in crosswise, so column it accordingly. Your central ray is going to enter at T7, which is the inferior border of your scapulus. Okay, just like that one. Don't forget to shield your patient. And we're ready to take the X-ray. So, can I have you take a deep breath in and exhale? Take another deep breath in and hold it. X-ray. Take my plate, go run it, come back with a new one. And for the lateral, you're gonna put it in lengthwise with the green sticker up. And then for the next one, I'm gonna have you face me. Reach up for this bar here with both hands. Just like that, elbows together. And you're gonna collimate to a lateral or to a portrait view. Now we take a tiny step forward, just like that. Put a right marker, so I'm going to switch it to a left marker because it's a left lateral. Just like that. Shield your patient. And you're ready to take another exposure. Okay, I'm going to have you take another deep breath in and let it out. Another deep breath in and hold it. X-ray. Okay, so you can relax. You can put your arms down. We'll run this plate. We are ready to evaluate our images. Once you run your imaging plates, you are ready to evaluate your images. For your PA chest X-ray, you want to include the lungs, the heart, the diaphragm, the aortic knob, and the air-filled trachea. You also want to be sure you include the entire lung fields from the apices down to the costophrenic angles. You also want to have no rotation. You check that by the sternal ends of your clavicles, making sure they're equidistant from the spine. You also want to have your scapulae out of the lung field. You accomplish that by rolling your patient's shoulders forward. You also want to count 10 posterior ribs. This makes sure your patient took a deep enough inspiration. And you also want to see a faint shadow of the ribs and the spine behind the heart. Now for your left lateral x-ray, chest x-ray, You want to see superimposed posterior ribs, or minimal rotation in this case. You also want to see your sternum with the retrosternal space, your heart shadow with the retrocardiac space, the diaphragm, your cosophrenic angles all the way up to the apices. You want to see spaces between your vertebral column, and you also want to see your hilar region.